What is the perfect headphone? Is it one that sounds amazing, or is it one that looks amazing? Is it one that feels like pillows on the head, or one that feels like it's built like a tank? Or is it one that merges all of these attributes together and redefines what a headphone is all about? Enter the Bang& Olufsen BeoPlay H8, a stunning new addition from one of the pioneers in audio and design. Like the H6, the H8 has the same striking package and presentation, whereas the headphones lay flat and showcases all of the premium workmanship from Bang & Olufsen. The H8 comes in two strikingly beautiful color schemes, with this one being the gray hazel. Underneath, we see a very sleek and unique arrangement of the accessories. The first box has the carrying pouch and airline adapter. The second box has the micro USB cable and 3.5mm cable, in which allows the H8 to be used as passive headphones. Finally, the third box has the quick start guide and warranty information booklet. The H8 is the new flagship from Bang & Olufsen. However, it's quite odd in terms of the design chosen. Normally, the top of the line headphone from any company is usually over the ear, allowing more space for the speaker design in theory. This is not the case here with the H8, being that these are on-ear or super oral. The design is essentially a smaller version of the H6 with the same smooth headband adjustment and overall build quality using primarily aluminum and leather. Simply put, the H8 and H6 are superbly crafted. The ear pads for the H8 is ridiculously soft and sumptuous, along with the ear cup's ability to pivot and swivel, allows the subtle adjustments of the angle on the head to be achieved, resulting in outstanding comfort. Despite the amount of features, electronics, and premium materials embedded in the design of the H8, it remains very light yet rigid. The headband is very supple and has this interesting array of padding identical to the H6, which alleviates the buildup of hot points around the headband. On top, we can see the stitched leather that just screams luxury. The H8 and H6 share a very simple ear pad removal mechanism, which is just a twist and pull. However, the H8 being Bluetooth enabled also has a removable battery, allowing you to tag along another one in the event that it dies. Also, this increases the longevity of the headphone since battery cycles don't last forever. The 3.5mm stereo jack, micro USB charge sync port, and power controls are all on the right ear cup. Simply switching the power toggle to the on position activates noise cancelling whether plugged in or not. The noise cancelling ability is very effective and is easily on par with my Bose QC25. Flipping the power toggle all the way to the Bluetooth symbol for about 2 to 3 seconds and holding it puts the H8 in pairing mode, in which any other Bluetooth enabled host can scan and detect. Here I'll just demonstrate an example of how simple the process is to pair the H8 to a smartphone. Battery life in this mode for the H8 is rated at about 14 to 16 hours depending on if active noise cancellation is enabled or not. The touch sensor controls can be utilized during music playback by tapping to play or pause, swiping forward to advance to the next song, swiping back to go to the previous song, swiping down to deactivate noise cancelling, swiping up to activate it, swiping in a circular motion clockwise to raise the volume, and swiping in a circular counterclockwise motion to reduce the volume. Also, for incoming calls, if you tap once you can pick up the call, if you tap and hold it'll end the call or reject it. I'm sure there's more commands that can be done from this, but this is some pretty cool shit that I'm still getting accustomed to. The H8 does something I don't think I've come across so well executed. From the style, to the build quality, to the features including Bluetooth, all the way to what truly matters to me, sound quality. This headphone is simply the jack of all trades. Now with the Bluetooth functionality engaged and noise cancelling turned off, it sounds around, about decent to good, and among the best sounding Bluetooth headphones that I've heard. This mode is pretty much primarily suited for convenience because let's face it, Bluetooth or wireless audio can never be as good as a hardwired connection due to the space limitations in the headphone to fit the electronics. It is when you plug these into a quality source and disable all the other features and go back to a passive configuration, these output some of the best sound that I've heard from a headphone. The small size does not correspond to the acoustical energy these generate. The bass is incredibly tight and extended, with a moderate boost in energy over the other frequencies that walk a fine line between being overly emphasized and neutral. The bass is fairly linear and is simply addictive to listen to. The transitioning over to the mid-range from the bass instantly reminds me of my Sennheiser Momentum 2 and Shure SE535, in which it oozes in so naturally and coherently with full body fundamentals and warmth. The H8's mid-range is tonally excellent with a tad bit or pretty much the same amount of detail as the Momentum 2. The spatial depth and layering is pretty good, especially given the size of the headphone, which I cannot stress enough. The H6 had the largest soundstage of all of my portable headphones, and the H8 follows suit in that direction but doesn't quite reach the depths and widths of the H6. It's a moderately large soundstage with a sharp focus and placement of instruments. The treble is right on the mark with what I'd call truly neutral. Similar to the Momentum 2 and Focal Spirit Pro and Fidelio X2 that I own, the H8's treble is masterfully tuned to allow the sense of presence and energy in the upper octaves to come through while not sounding overly splashy or bright. Over Bluetooth, the treble takes a hit and becomes even more quite relaxed in its presentation, resulting in a very warm and nearly sluggish sound. Like stated previously, the sound is still relatively decent in Bluetooth mode, but not up to my standards by any mean. For the casual listener or someone out for convenience, this will be fine as it still retains most of the H8's beautiful frequency response tuning. It was an odd thought at first when I saw the H8's release. I thought Bang & Olufsen must have went and catered to the casuals with all of these added features over the H6 and disregarded the maximum potential for sound quality by simply making these an on-ear design. But I was rudely awakened and reminded that these guys are the pioneers and are notorious for delivering exquisite performance from something so simplistically designed. The H8 is my favorite headphone as of now because it does every single aspect well, while my other headphones fall short in one or more categories. At the steep price of $500, these are expensive and can easily be viewed as a status symbol, but this is honestly what happens when you develop something that fires on all cylinders. Thanks for watching my review of the Bang & Olufsen H8. Later.